Hello, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway Podcast. I'm your host, Hannah.
And I'm Megan. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're super excited to be back. We are on, season
Episode,
2, episode 6.
yep.
Okay.
I only know it because I have it written down.
Oh,
So, we have had a busy week, haven't we, Meg?
yes, we have lots of texting back and forth and just
Yep.
and it's been like so fun because we text each other throughout the week and we
Yeah.
talk all the time and everything, but like it's not always about scrappy stuff,
Yeah.
it's about life and just everything else. So when we get to focus on scrappy stuff, and that's like what our whole conversation
I know.
is based on, like it's really exciting and it makes me
It is.
excited because I kind of feel like, okay, I need to get in my space this weekend,
Yeah.
it like gets me super excited.
Yeah. I know, right? Like all this last part of the week, the second half, I've been itching to get at my desk and play with mixed media products
Right.
because that's all we've been talking about.
I know.
So I'm like, oops, hopefully that didn't mess things up. I'm playing with a computer,
Uh-oh.
not meaning to. But yeah, so all I want to do is get to my desk,
I
but
know.
but I can't, like, honestly. And so today we decided to talk about the design team process of
Yeah.
picking, like, so from a design team or like a store type of kit creator,
Mm-hmm.
owner, from
Yes.
that standpoint, because so the first idea that I had to kind of talk about this on the podcast was because I was sharing in there's a creators group on Facebook by Jen, and I think it's Jen Games. Is that how you say it? I always
Yeah, I
anyway
don't know.
anyway Jen from Canada, Jen with 2 N's, who I absolutely love and adore, and we are always like ships passing in the night. Like we'll message each other, and then like way later we comment and stuff. So at some point she's gonna be on the podcast. I have to re-message her so that she sees my message, because I think that's what I just have to be better at. Sometimes I'm not so good about checking messages, but that's all besides the point.
Yeah.
Just like when I start getting in my own vibes, and oh yeah, I gotta check. Anyway, with that said, I was posting about the design team, and she was like, hey, let's do a little thread or whatever talking about design team stuff. And so that got me thinking, hey, let's do a podcast episode about this too. So I will link this in the group as well, so everybody can hear a little bit of our conversation. But there obviously is we're not going to have enough time. We're going to try to keep this episode a little bit shorter today. Well,
As much as we can.
Us chatty Cathy's here.
Yes.
But so because I feel like, and I'm sure you've dealt with this quite a bit too, Megan, where you are really excited because there's a company that you're like absolutely wanting to work with, and so you work really hard and you try to pick your favorite layouts that you've ever done.
Yep.
And you put it in an email and you write about yourself, which is sometimes really hard. Talk about, performance anxiety, right?
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say about myself.
Yep.
And then you hit send and it goes to the ether and you never hear anything back ever again. And you're like, oh, well, that sucks because I really wanted to be on that team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. And then maybe if you're lucky, the few of us actually get an email back that says, hey, guess what? We've chose you for the team. And you can't sleep for the rest of the weekend or the rest of the week because you're like on cloud 9.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there wondering, going, how the heck did I get on the team? What was the criteria, or why didn't I get on the team? What were they really looking for? Because I thought I said what I needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so So here's our podcast episode about that.
Here we are to tell you the ins and outs.
Yeah. So my first question to you is, how many times at design team calls have you probably submitted stuff for? I'm just curious.
Oh God. I remember like when I first got into the YouTube community and everything, and you're just like so excited about everything, every product, every company. And I remember like seriously applying to every design team. Like, I'm not even joking. Even design teams that like I knew I had no chance, like simple
you gotta
stories.
Shoot your shot, right?
Exactly. Like, I was going to make it on one of them, and I didn't care which one it was. Yeah. And so, yeah, honestly, I have no idea how many, like hundreds.
Do you remember the first one that you sent out?
Oh, God, no.
I'm curious if you remember, because I remember my first one.
Do you really?
I do. Believe it or not, my brain is not what it used to be, but that is one thing I do remember.
Wow, I'm impressed, Hannah.
Mm-hmm. So back when I was in Hawaii, and I had just probably started scrapbooking a few months. I just started the YouTube channel, and I applied for one of the I guess I should say, I don't remember what sketch design team, but it was a sketch. Like maybe Scrapbook Generations, or I don't know if that was it. It was one of the big sketch ones back then. And so I remember going, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do it. And I did it, and I sent it and didn't hear anything, or I don't think I heard anything. And that was it. And then I was like, and it took a while after I applied for that one to apply to another one. I think I've also applied to paper issues a little bit later, and I know I never got into paper issues. Yeah, which was kind of sad, because back then I really wanted to be a part of that. Same. And it really wasn't until I got on ClickKit, I first got a guest design spot on ClickKit, and then I think it still took a while for me to be able to get on the team. Yeah, because I didn't get on the team until I was here in Washington. But I was a guest designer before I left. So I think it was February of 2016. Oh, wow. So, I believe so. And that was so exciting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Guest designer. And honestly, some of the stuff I did for that was some of my favorite stuff. I was so excited. I loved the kit. Oh my goodness. I was just, I was still a baby scrapbooker, Yeah. And stuff. So, and I remember around the time that I applied for paper issues, they had a big like online crop. I don't know if it was for scrapbook weekend, or scrapbooking day, or like international scrap, or I guess it's national. I don't know. Is it national or international? Whatever it was. Both. And so I think that's when it was. And they had like a big weekend, and I spent most of the weekend doing their challenges, and I did a ton of mixed media stuff. And some of that stuff I really enjoyed doing too. And I remember I won something in one of them, because I just like participated in like almost all of the challenges that weekend. I had so much fun, and I was so sad that I didn't get on their team, and that's fine. And honestly, like, my style's not really like some of the other ladies that they pick, which, maybe if I had tried later on, and once I got on a couple of other ones, like, because I got on Spiegelman Scraps before I left Hawaii. I remember that was really interesting, because I was in the process of moving. Oh my gosh, talk about stories. I didn't mean for this episode to go this way, but it is. So I got picked right before I left, or right in the middle of leaving, because I applied right before I left. Oh. And I was living in the hotel in another town. This is before we even got in the house. And I think that's when I first got my kit. She had to send it to like the post office, and I had to go pick it up. And then I remember when I first moved in here, I remember sitting in my old scrap room, which was the closed in porch. I don't know. anybody remembers this. I was in a closed-in porch back then, which I absolutely love that room, but it is horrible for scrapbooking only because it's hot, cold, and in the winter it sucks. But the light is like amazing. So, and I remember sitting on the floor with my box, so excited with the shimmers paste, because a lot of the stuff from Spiegel Mom Scraps was shimmers back then too. And so I remember sitting on the floor trying to work on a layout. And on the floor, I had no desk. I had very minimal scrapbooking stuff because I could only bring what I could fit in my bag. Like, gosh, that Hannah was go-getter Hannah, because she did not let the fact that I didn't have a house stop me from scrapbooking. I remember making stuff in the hotel room too. I remember. I
remember that.
I'm pretty sure that I got my box before I moved in the house, because I remember looking at all the stuff in the room and the sequence. And oh my gosh, I was so excited. I think that was one of the first teams that besides doing the guest designer on Click Kits, that was the first team that I made it on. So what was the first kit, or what was the first team that you were on the design team for?
I'm trying. Well, because you and I were both on SNL. So that wasn't
I'm not counting that one, but
that wasn't a
one that I was on before too. Yeah. We should explain that for people who are newer, because they probably, most people, I don't know if a lot of people newer know what SNL is at all.
Probably
because hardly any of the ladies who were a part of that are scrapbooking anymore, are they?
I don't think so.
So, back when we first started our channel, there was a lady, Old Snap Gonzo. So you can look her up. I'm sure her videos are probably still up. I should probably look that.
They are. I think the last time we talked about her, maybe last year sometime, I went and I did search, and she's still on there, but like she hasn't posted in gosh.
I wonder how many people still watch her videos. Anyway, that's besides the point. So Snap Gonzo, and there was a lady, Lisa. Her real name's Lisa. Well, what was her YouTube name?
Maggie Milo.
But her real name's Lisa. Anyway, and she doesn't do YouTube either. I don't know if she still has her channel up. But she does more art. Like, I'm still friends with her.
Yeah,
or
me too.
I should say. I don't see a lot. I don't go on her channel a lot, but she was doing a lot of like actual art stuff the last time, like quite a few years. So, but both of them were besties. So, and they started like stash type of team, and then they left the team, and what's her name got it. No, I still follow her too, and she does not do scrapbooking stuff either.
Oh my goodness, what is her name?
She's got like really dark brown, black hair.
Yeah, she's in the military.
Yeah. Anyway, so she took over. Maybe it'll come to us. And so that was it was just a group of a few scrapbookers, like what was our 6 maybe, and we did stuff on Saturdays. So it was Saturday stash, like that's what we did. And so that was a fun team in some ways, but we got on when it was starting to die.
We did.
Yes and no. We got on when it was starting to die. I say that.
Yeah.
But it was because what's her name took over, and she was really hot at the beginning, and then I think because she's in the military and like a lot of other stuff went on. So it was just really hard. It was too hard for her to like manage. So but that was a fun team when we were posting, and that's how we met. So
that's how we met.
But other than SNL, what other teams, do you remember the first bigger team that you were on?
I want to say Spiegel Mom Scraps was the first team I ever got on.
Okay.
And then there was also...
Were you on the same year that I went on, or were you on a little bit after me?
I'm pretty sure we were on the same year. Because I want to say,
I can't remember because it was the summer that I moved.
yeah, I want to
Or
say it
like the
was
fall.
like
No, it was summer because
2016.
I moved in July.
Yeah, you
Well,
did.
June, July. I moved into my house in July.
And I'm trying to remember because hmm, I moved after you did that
Mm.
year.
Yeah, you moved like towards the end of the year, didn't you?
Yeah, it was September. So I must have gotten, yeah, I don't remember now. I wonder, because I swear we got on the same time, but maybe got on afterwards, because I
Yeah.
don't remember getting sequins in my old house. I remember them
I
in the
barely
new
remember
house.
your old house now. Like, isn't
Yeah,
that nuts? Like
I
you,
know. It's
well,
crazy.
and now you're in like a whole different house, but
I know. It's just been like
anyway,
4 moves later.
yeah. Um, but anyway, okay, so now that we've reminisced about teams that we've on, and I think we all can say we have a list of teams that are like the pinnacle of teams, and then you have some lower tier teams,
Yeah.
and like I know with the Crafty Maven, so when we started the Crafty Maven, I'm trying to think of, like we did design team calls, but we basically just let everybody in who wanted to do stuff that we thought could
Yeah.
be a part of it. Especially at the very beginning. I was not picky at all. That I knew I was new and I think that was part of
Yeah.
it and I didn't really want to like break anybody's heart. And
Yeah.
that ended up being like an amazing thing because we needed a ton of people.
Hmm.
For that. So, and it allowed for that diversity, right? So we could have people who had all these different styles. And I mean, at the beginning, everybody wanted, so many people wanted to be a part of what we were doing because of
Oh, yeah.
the culture of the scrapbooking industry at the time, especially on YouTube and on like Facebook and stuff. So this was
Yeah.
really when things were really starting to pick up. I mean, now there's so many groups on Facebook. Before there wasn't.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, but things are a little bit different this time.
Yep.
And my job I felt that weight so much more. But with that, I was super excited because this is a new chapter. And, so like because I know you kind of been helping me a little bit along the way in this
Yep.
process because I don't think I could do it alone and I need my crafty bestie. We all need our crafty
Yeah.
bestie, guys.
Oh,
So
yeah.
once again, I'm going to say this. If you don't have a crafty bestie and you want one, just stalk somebody. No, I'm joking. It feels like you're stalking someone. You're probably not. Just start having conversations.
Yes. I was
I
like,
needed that. I needed that.
explain this.
Okay. It feels like you're stalking that first though, didn't it? Didn't it feel like you were stalking me?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
going,
a little bit.
waiting for them. Like, is she going to message me back about because we were paired together.
We
And this is
were.
how I remember listening to Nicole and Lisa talk about kind of how they started. And I've heard so many stories like this. It feels like you're stalking, you're like being weird.
Yeah.
And some of it is because we're all in our different homes.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing, wanting like those people, right? So
Yeah.
my advice is if you want a scrappy bestie and you don't have one, start having conversations with people. Get in people's comments. Comment when you watch that video. One, it helps the scrapper because it helps drive up stuff. And that's one thing that we're working in the scrapbook creators group is really helping encourage each other to build each other's channels. I mean, now we both have been scrapping for years and years, 10 years online.
Yeah.
And actually over 10 years.
I was going to say plus.
The Crafty Maven is 10 years.
Yeah.
So, but even with that one, when new people come, sometimes they catch on and like, because I took a break and I know you've kind of been in and out sharing stuff. And I've talked to other people who kind of took breaks and it takes a little bit to get back into things. So you really need to comment on people's videos and stuff that really helps build up things. and it helps those conversations, one, so that people know, like, yeah, I'm contributing to, part of this amazing group of scrapbookers who love the same thing. We all love the same thing. So it's like being part of that community. You can't be part of the community if you're not part of the community, right? So that's my little spiel with that. So, but this seemed a lot heavier than last time. So what were some of the things that you were looking for when I was sharing some of the people?
Like especially the quality of videos that they produced, which I mean necessarily isn't something annoying, but if I'm like on my TV and watching on my TV and it's like this really not great quality video, like I mean that kind of turns me off of somebody. So like the quality of the video and the photos for me, like are they good quality? Like are they, on like square, or are they like wonky or quality? Like I'm a huge quality person.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and you're a photographer.
I am a photographer.
So when you see a picture, you kind of have a different expectation, where I'm a little bit more lax, I will say,
you are
with some of this stuff, because one, I think some of it for me is I remember when I was that weird, that learning. With that said, I'm gonna just say right now, if you want a good laugh, go to my videos and go to the very, 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 very beginning, and you will see a whole different lighting.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew nothing about any of that. So I will say for sure, so I've noticed as I've been on teams that my eye catches more for better quality photos. So that was one thing I was looking at, is like, what kind of, like when they're sharing their layouts with me, like how is the lighting? It might not even be like, if it's off kilter, that's not as big of a deal. If some companies love like the props, like,
and that's true.
For a while I did that. So when I'm doing like product stuff, sometimes I'll add some little things, but it's kind of a pain. I actually sometimes just prefer to have the photo. So it doesn't even matter with that. But I will say some of these bigger companies, they want to see how are you going to make their products look good. And as someone who used to take product photos, I don't know, I try not to like be like, look at Hannah, look at what she did. But for quite a while, I did almost all of the product pictures for Click Hits for a portion of time. Which I absolutely loved. Who I would have never known that I was going to love it until I started doing it. And then they're like, hey, and then next thing I know, I'm doing them. And they're like, hey, the kit came in. Your kit's going to get to your house today. Can you get pictures before the light goes out? Like, it's for real. I get it like 3:00 and I'm trying to get pictures like right before the sun goes down in the wintertime. It was crazy. Super fun though.
I remember that.
And I remember there was one point where I took so many photos because that's kind of how it is. And Nicole, she was part of the team, and she's like, Hannah, we need less photos. You're sending us too much. And I was like, well, don't use them all. I'm like, you don't have to use them all. But anyway. So
that's funny.
I will say the bigger companies, I for sure know that they want to see, are you staging? Are you not are you highlighting the products?
Right.
And so that is definitely something that I will say, like anybody who wants to be on a bigger team, those are things that they are for sure looking for. And I don't even think they care so much about what type of scrapbooking you're doing. Like some of these really big things, they want to see diverse, like people using their products in a different way. But one of the things that I will say, and this is really what we're talking about, is their pictures are light. So light. Like sometimes, and I will say, like, and I was asking you this when I was doing product pictures, because sometimes I get looking at the pictures and then you like get like, you just see so many pictures of kind of the same thing.
Right.
You need somebody else to look at it and go, okay, is this light enough? Is this dark enough? Like, how is the balance of the colors? Sometimes I'm really good at it, but like, I feel like with product photos, sometimes I can get a little like tunnel vision. But sometimes it will seem like your photo is like too bright, and I guarantee it's probably not.
not. Yeah.
So that is one thing that I will say, even if you're not using light colors, I will say it's much easier to get a really nice, crisp, bright picture if your layouts have like some kind of white cardstock or something. So one thing I do when I'm taking photos, I have, well, out in my closed-in area, that's where I take most of my photos. Sometimes I'll take product photos here if it's really light out. But I found that I don't like it. I need to get like actual studio lights. That's probably something I'll be doing this year, or something that I can have like a bar of lights to get, because you really need like light coming from two areas. So that's why I like my closed in porch area, because there's windows all around and I can open the windows or close the window blinds how I need, or curtains how I need to help the light. Because if it's full-blown sun, sometimes that's not the best. You would think that it would be really good lighting, but sometimes it's not, and way more shadows. So you for sure want to make sure the lighting is kind of equal, but I always do it. I have a dresser I have backdrops. Well, you probably can't see it too much, but I have a backdrop that is just, it's pretty, I can roll it up if I needed to. And I have one on my desk here, and I have one out in there on a dresser. And I clean it off every single time I go to take pictures, or I try to, because my cat likes to use it to get it. And I will, and so it's the one I think out there is brick. The one in here is like marble, but I like that white. I don't like it just plain white. I've found that like some people like post it, some people do things like that, but I just do it on that. And then like, so even if I'm squishing it in, right, to just be the 12 by 12 and not anything extra, it's still light, because that background, that bottom part is light. I know there's some people I've seen use like the light boxes and stuff. I don't know. I feel like those are hit or miss, whether or not you get a good picture. Some people probably can get really good pictures, maybe if that's all you know. But anyways, that was definitely one thing I was looking for, is how are their pictures? What style? I also, in this round, and so this is for any design team, I assume, is what is their style and how is that going to fit with the products that they sell? Right. Some teams, like when we were on, or not, well, I wasn't on, when American Crafts had their team, I should say, you would see a lot of different types of like mini albums. Actually, they picked a lot of people who did like mini albums and projects and stuff like that, because they wanted people not just to pigeonhole just into scrapbooking, which I get, the bigger company. But like Vicky Bootman is going to pick a certain type of people, right? Generally, you see really similar things within those people, their teams. Like Paige Evans picks a style of people who do her stuff. So, and I think like even some of the smaller teams or companies, well, so like a Cherry on Top has a team, and they're a pretty big team. They're looking for diversity too. Yes. Right. So you're not going to be, so one of the things that I would say for sure is helpful is to know what products that store or company is focusing on, and how does your scrapbooking style fit those products? Because there was a couple of people that applied that I was not really sure how my products would work with their style. And it wasn't that I didn't want to pick them, because there was for sure one person that I was like, oh, this could be interesting because it's really diverse. And I'm thinking with the Crafty Maven mindset of, we like diversity. I like people who don't just scrapbook like me, because not everybody scrapbooks like me. Right. You know, we all have our own style. And I think that is one thing, when you're confident in your style and what you do, I think it portrays so much better. And this is just like behind the scenes stuff. This is stuff that you do like in your inner work as you're working. Like, are you being true to your style? And we've talked about this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's like you really have to be like in tune with your style. And this isn't to deter people from applying to different types of companies or stores, but just know that if your style is way different than other people that they picked. So this is a good way to kind of get a gauge is what kind of people are they picking for their team to begin with? Like most companies, I will say our company or my company is a little bit different because this is the first design team with products, right? So, and one of the people I was talking to was telling me, they're like, oh, like, I know what style you do. I know how the Crafty Maven team used to be. And so they were kind of trying to get a gauge on, oh, but this is different, but the same, but different. So that's something to think about, right? Is the team that you're applying for, what team members have they picked before? And how does your style compare? And this isn't to like all get up in our heads, because sometimes we can get a little bit in our head like, oh, I'm not as good as that person, or my style is way different. And that, like I said, it shouldn't deter you from applying, but just know that could mean that they might not pick you, because there's teams that I've applied for that I never made the team, because I am sure my style really, like, I know I've applied for Citrus Twist a couple of times, and I'm trying to think, was I a guest designer for them?
Yeah, you were. And
I was, right?
I was too, yeah. But I never made the team.
It. So, and that's the other thing. Sometimes they'll pick guest designers, and this is like an audition. So it's an audition because they want to see what are you going to do with their products. Because I think they're probably on the fence, which I totally get, because especially this time, there's quite a few people where I'm like, they could work.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. Of course, we're limited, and all the teams are limited to how many people do they think they can afford to pay, because we're all having to use money, aka store products, to pay people, right? So that's something to think about. And I know that most teams don't give feedback. Do you remember any teams that have given you feedback?
I don't remember
anything. I'm trying to remember if I've gotten, because all the times I've applied places, most of the time you never hear anything back.
Well, and I feel like, because I did recently, this was a couple of years ago. I tried out for, oh my goodness, totally drawing a blank of her name. She started a kit club in Canada. She lives in Canada, and I can't think of her name. And it's totally like, she's a big YouTuber.
Oh, Mercy Tierra?
Yes, thank you. I applied.
Hey, I made it. What do I win? My brain was working.
I think I'm pretty sure I applied to her team, and I was surprised because I remember, I think she did email me back and give me advice or something like.
Okay. Well, now she's a YouTuber, right? So I wonder if that made a difference.
That's the difference. Well, and you remember there were a couple that I was like, this is my opinion. I think you need to talk to them about why you didn't pick them and give them pointers for the future, because I really do think that is helpful. Like, that's a great way to help people in our community, you know, because everybody wants
a whole lot of effort to be, you know.
Exactly. Everybody wants to know why they didn't get picked. I mean, like, whether it was just not what they were looking for, or, you know, we're too big of a company, you know, like there's so many people that applied, you know, like, and you really, like you were saying, you really do just have to kind of look at the style of layouts or projects that the design team does produce. And if you scrapbook like that, that's great. Go ahead and apply. But like, if you don't scrapbook like that, is it going to hurt you to like change your style, I guess, in a sense, you know,
Yeah.
like, because if you want to be on that design team and like you are like so gung-ho, like I'm gonna make this team, you know, like I mean, technically you could like change your whole outlook and
Oh
change your
yeah.
whole style and like do it the way that they like, but like is that gonna hurt you, you know, like as a
Yeah.
scrapbooker? What's the reason you really want to be on this design team, you know? And I guess that's kind of where like I am now as a scrapbooker, and like after trying out for like Simple Stories and American Crafts and like all of these crazy huge teams that I'm never gonna get on, you know, like
Yeah.
I
Right.
like, and I don't even remember, like maybe like 5, 6, 7 years into being a YouTuber, I was kind of like, okay, I need to stop that. Like that's ridiculous, you know, like
Well, because especially depending on where you're at mentally in your
yeah,
scrapbooking journey,
right.
your expectations for getting in are different. Like, so now you
Yes.
understand, one, why you didn't make it,
Yeah.
two, that you weren't going to ever get picked,
Yeah.
right? But back then I remember there was quite a few teams that you applied for, and I was like I'm not trying to tell you don't do it, but in my mind, I'm thinking, don't do it, Megan. You're never going to make it. Like,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll make it. I'm just waiting to hear back. And it's like, no, you're not going to. And it's not even to be mean. And like, this is, I hope
No.
everybody understands. I'm not saying any of this to be mean, but we have to have realistic
Yeah.
expectations about the type of teams that we are applying for, because it does play into your self-esteem as a scrapbooker,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
It should make you a better scrapbooker to apply. Like I applied, actually, remember when Shamel had a design team,
Yes.
like a creative team? Actually, and I was a guest designer for her too. I forgot all about that,
Oh.
and I was so excited. Like, oh my gosh, I was so excited, and
I forgot about that.
loved the one layout that I made.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my, like, even then I was like, oh, I can make it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That probably really wasn't realistic. The fact that I made it as like a guest designer, and I think really what it was is she's a YouTuber too, and she felt bad about not letting everybody in. And so she was like, how can I pick the better ones who I'm not really going to pick for the team,
Yeah.
do things? Or did she just do guest designers the whole time? She might have just
I
did
don't
that.
remember.
I'm
Yeah.
than to remember. That was like forever ago.
I know
That
that
was
was forever ago. Yeah.
But,
That's
you know,
crazy.
so it really is about being realistic about the teams and how are you going to use that to build on your skills, right?
Right.
So that's the way that I tried when I would apply to things. I would use it as a learning experience of like, okay, I'm probably not going to get in, but this is a good experience for me to put in an application. It gets you talking about yourself, because
Yep.
some of us in the industry, we don't like talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
And I get it. Not everybody is like me who's cool about talking about myself. And that's fine. It's funny. It makes me think of a conversation or a thing that my husband says about, he's like, you know, I just, and of course he's joking around sort of. And I just wake up every day and wonder why people don't want to be as cool as I am. But
Yep.
really what it comes down to is you need to enjoy yourself, right? So I say all this because we have to enjoy ourselves, right?
Right.
And we all have levels of how this looks, right?
Yeah.
But when you're applying to a design team, you're putting yourself all out there. So you have to be able to take the criticism or the defeat or the job, right? Because that could be it too. Like, just because you apply doesn't mean that you're not going to get picked. I mean, that's the whole point, right? You want to get picked. And I will say that anytime we've done a design team call, and this one included, when I send that acceptance letter, oh my gosh, I can't talk. And that person gets right back to me and like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm just as excited. Everybody who's building these teams now, obviously some of the bigger teams, it's a little bit different because it's not like they're not invested in the same way that a lot of us smaller teams are and companies. But I can guarantee when Kimberly of Hip Kits is looking and helping pick out people, with her team of main people that help her out. They're excited about the people that they hire,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cherry on top. It's like, I know that they're a little bit of a bigger company, but I've met some of the ladies who work there. Well, I met them at Creativation, and they're super fun and cool people. And they're excited when they get to tell someone, they're excited about the people on the team. And I can tell you when I got there's a couple people when I looked into the inbox to check for the day, who applied. And there's a couple of names for sure. I was super surprised that person applied, there's a few of them. I was super surprised because I'm just Hannah from the Crafty Maven. I'm just a little shop, right?
Yeah.
But we all have little shops.
Yeah.
Right? So with all this said, I think we should probably wrap up just a little bit. I'm sure we could talk more about this, but I think we'll have opportunities. I think maybe what would be really nice next time is to talk a little bit more about like filming and like other things that kind of are adjacent to this kind of topic. But so the thing to know is that one, most of these teams are super limited on how many people they're going to pick. And I can only imagine some of these other teams, how many people they get. I got way more applications than I ever thought we were going to get.
Yeah.
And super excited about it because I was super excited about building a team, just like all these other companies are too. And there's only so many spots. So they have to pick what they think is the best for their company. So, if you don't hear back, it's not because they didn't like your stuff. So I think that's one thing to think of. I absolutely love going through people's channels, kind of seeing some new people, because I was, there was quite a few new people that I didn't really know too much. Like some of them I kind of knew a little bit, and some of them I didn't know at all. And so like it's super fun to as a owner and the person picking to find these new people. And one of the things that I love, and even though I didn't pick some of these people, I am super excited to see what they're going to do as they grow. So, cause I think this is one of the hardest parts about not being able to pick everybody, is that there's just some people who need a little bit more growing. Right. Yeah. And we all can grow and learn and do so, but you still need to apply. So that's my thing, is even if you're little, because we've done it. I've done it. It's like I had no place trying out for a sketch design team. And I've thought about doing a sketch design team a couple of other times, and I almost did last year, and I'm so glad I didn't. Not because I don't love sketches and stuff, but that's not really me.
Yeah.
And so be true to yourself when you're applying. Yeah. So but also use applying to be like that little stepping stone to grow yourself and to learn more about yourself, but also have realistic expectations, because most people aren't going to get in because there's only 5 or 6 people that they can, 6, 7, I don't know. Some of the teams are a little bit bigger, but there's really just a limited amount of people. Yeah. And there's so many of us, and there's so many people who don't do videos still who get picked.
Yep.
I'm friends with someone who I grew up with, who is on Allison Davis's team, the sketch one.
Yeah. Really?
She babysat me.
Oh, wow.
No, my mom babysat her. Never mind. She might have been old enough to babysit me when I was, but my mom babysat her. So she's 5, maybe a little bit older than 5 years older than me. Right. But anyway, and I didn't even know she scrapbooked until when I was in Hawaii.
Yeah. That's fun.
Her husband died. Unfortunately, he was a cop and he was killed in the line of duty. And when he died, she used that as that catalyst to start her blog. And you know what? She's on this big team now. And when I see that she made it, I was like, holy crap. Yes. And so just know that everybody is cheering you on as you grow. And could take years. And just because you don't have a YouTube channel doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply. But I will say, make sure last tip, make sure that you're keeping up on your socials, because that is one thing that we were looking at that I think a lot of teams are it doesn't mean that you have to have like a gazillion, but are you consistently posting? Yeah. This is why I haven't applied to the design team this past year, because I knew that I'm still getting into the hang of doing things, and because now I have the store. So, but even then, it's like, I know I could be better. We all could maybe be better. Shouldn't say that for everybody. Some people are awesome at it and way better.
Yeah.
I just told someone that today. I was like, dude, I want to be you. And so, like, we all have things that we can improve on. So, but consistency, like how you're posting, what your stuff looks like, and just keep trying, because if
don't give
really
up.
Want it, you'll get it. It just might take a while. It took quite a while for me to get on teams. So I was scrapbooking quite a few years. So and that's probably not it's probably even longer for most people. Most people probably go 10 years before they make it on a team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's like, you kind of have to figure out who you are as a scrapbooker, and then that's when everything starts falling into place. And you find those teams, oh my gosh, I have to apply for this one because I would fit in so well. I got asked to be on the scrapbooking store design team. Like, I didn't even apply. They asked me to be on that team. And I was kind of like, what?
Right? So when you find your teams, you find your teams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's awesome. Like, once you find who you are as a scrapbooker and you are so confident, and it doesn't matter if you make the design team, like that's when I feel like you come into your own, and that's when things, like I said, just start falling into place. Because that's one of the biggest things that I kind of regret when I first started my YouTube channel and applying to teams is I was just like, I want to get on this team. I want, that's what
it was
defined
more about getting
me.
On a team than being on the team that was for you.
Yes. And so if I give anybody advice, it's like, find who you are as a scrapbooker and be proud of that, and be proud of your accomplishments, and talk yourself up, and you will find your place in the community where you belong.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Okay, Megan. So I think that's pretty good for today.
Yeah.
I'm going to say goodbye to you, because I'm sure you have stuff. We have stuff that we got to get done because we have a team to announce this week.
Yes.
And we are super excited to do that. And so if any of you guys have any more questions related to this, make sure you're adding it below. Also, don't forget that the Crafty Maven Getaway has a Facebook group, and we are planning on some really fun things for more engagement and just some more inspiration. And I'm super excited about it. I'm so excited. So I'm so excited. It's so hard not to because I know who the team pretty much is. It's so hard not to say it. But anyway, so, and I know everybody else is getting really excited about being able to encourage and inspire everybody. So definitely look that up. Don't forget that in this channel, there are tons of playlists. Go back and watch them.
Yes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment. All that kind of stuff really helps boost this channel, and it helps everybody feel really good about the stuff that they're putting out on here. Because this coming up, we're going to have people starting to be posting from the design team, and I'm super excited to see what they all create. But also just to see people in their element is super fun. So, and with that said, we still both watch other people's channels. So, and don't forget, if you want a crafty bestie, just, keep talking with people and stalk them.
I was waiting for that.
Just joking. Okay. It'll feel like I'm okay. We're not going to go on this. It'll just be a circle, circle, circle. Anyway, so thank you guys for joining us today. This was a super fun conversation, and I can't wait to have more like this. I think this is kind of the direction that we need to go. Now that we're out of our little ruts, we need to be out of our ruts. I'm telling you guys, we're out of our ruts now. Spring is coming and we're scrapping.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys next week and have a great scrappy week. Bye.
Bye.